Welcome to Security Lens on BCOS television. I am Mary Adedapo with security news, update and insights. The Oyo State government has appealed to wearing youth factions at Ojo, Akinyele local government area to stay calm as the government investigates the cause of the public chaos in the area resulting in the loss of lives. The State Deputy Governor, Barrister Bayo Lawal, who made the appeal during a visit to the area, said the state would not condone any form of conflict causing tribal tension, warning that security operatives would now occupy the area to forestall escalation of the conflict. Details are presented by Governor's Office correspondent Olalekan Sulaiman.
The Ojo area of Ibadan was thrown into chaos in the early hours of Wednesday following a communal clash along Ojo Expressway that claimed the lives of 2 people and sparked panic among residents and commuters. In response to the incident, the Deputy Governor of Oyo State, Barrister Bayo Lawal, led a state government delegation to the scene where angry youths expressed their displeasure over the violence and its consequences. Addressing residents, Barrister Lawal described the clash as unfortunate and avoidable, urging the feuding ethnic groups to remain calm and embrace peaceful coexistence. He assured the affected community that the state government will conduct a thorough investigation into the crisis and ensure that those responsible are brought to justice.
Irrespective of what's happening now, so we have come to appeal to our people here, particularly the youths, that they should give peace a chance, because government has waded into it now. We are profiling, we are investigating, and whoever is found culpable will be brought to face the law. Whether you are an Hausa man, Igbo man, Yoruba man, or whatever. Because criminality is not the exclusive preserve of a particular tribe. We understand that we have recorded the casualties, 2 indeed. Well, we will probe, we will investigate, and the perpetrators will be brought to book.
While appealing for peace among the warring groups, a youth leader, Aziz Olamiposi, urged the Oyo State government to convene a peace meeting involving the leaders of the affected groups to prevent a reoccurrence of the crisis. As of the time the Deputy Governor departed the scene, security personnel drawn from the Nigeria Army, the Nigeria Police Force, the Western Nigeria Security Network, Amatekun, and other security agencies remained on ground to maintain law and order and prevent any further breakdown of peace. Olalekan Sulaiman.
Meanwhile, leaders of the Yoruba and Hausa communities in Ojo, Akinyele local government area have clarified that the communal clash which occurred in the early hours of Wednesday was not ethnically motivated. Speaking with journalists after a closed-door meeting with the state deputy governor at the governor's office in Agodi, Ibadan, the Yoruba community leader for Lagbade Aziz and his Hausa counterpart Abubakar Musa reaffirmed a commitment to peaceful coexistence. They also pledged to continue to work together to promote security, unity and harmony among residents of the area. The community leaders disclosed that one of the key resolutions reached at the meeting was the agreement by both efforts to restore lasting peace and prevent recurrence of the crisis. They speak further.
they give us directive, they give the chairman that all those places, all those Bola people should be removed within 7 days. Anybody who have that land, he say he's going to let him show the particulars that land is belong to him. So that's what the Excellency give directly to the chairman. And we want that place to be clear within 7 days. If anything happens, let him report to the Deputy Governor.
The Yoruba community, we are all here. We agree with the Deputy Governor what he said, what he told us. We all agree together and we cooperate with him. So all we want is that we don't want these Bola people to be staying there again. So and they promise us that we will remove them from that place. So that's all we need. Because they are dangerous and they are with firearm over there. Even the chairman was there to confirm.
The Oyo State Police Command has arrested suspected members of Eye confraternity during a coordinated intelligence. The operation is part of ongoing efforts to reach the State Police Command headquarters Eleyele to bring the report.
The suspects were paraded at the headquarters of the Oyo State Police Command's Violent Crime Response Unit, VCRU Eleyele Ibadan. Addressing journalists, the police public relations officer DSP Ayonlade Olayinka said the operation followed credible intelligence provided by members of the public, indicating that members of the Eye confraternity were planning a gathering at a location in Ogbomoso. He explained that upon receiving the information on the 1st of July 2026, the Commissioner of Police, CP Abimbola Olugbenga, directed the commander of the Violent Crime Response Unit to immediately deploy operatives to the area. According to him, the officers mounted surveillance at the location and successfully arrested the suspects without incident. The police spokesperson disclosed that 4 cut-to-size pistols, 2 axes, 1 cutlass, and other incriminating items allegedly belonging to the cult group were recovered during the operation.
Having laid surveillance at the said area, we were able to move on their locations, and these 11 young men here were arrested. Each and every one of them have confessed to their involvement, different involvement in the Eye confraternity. Of course, one of them have confessed to be the number 1, and several other postings they hold in the Eye confraternity. This is one of several other achievements of the command.
DSP Ayonlade said the suspects had made useful statements admitting varying levels of involvement in the activities of the Eye confraternity, with some allegedly occupying leadership positions within the group. He appealed to residents of the state to sustain their support for the police by providing timely and credible information capable of exposing criminal activities, assuring that all suspects will be charged to court at the conclusion of investigations. One of the suspects, identified as Odedapo Victor, a 300-level transport management student of Ladoke Akintola University, who was identified by police as the group's leader, admitted assuming the leadership role about 3 months ago. He claimed he was introduced to the confraternity in 2018 by an associate in Lagos, who is now deceased but denied participating in any criminal activities.
I am a member of the Supreme Eye confraternity, and I am announced as the leader of the Supremest Eye confraternity.
Another suspect, Julius Oladele, popularly known as JY Exchange and identified as the immediate past leader of the group, said he had completed his university studies and was awaiting mobilization for the National Youth Service Corps. He claimed the group carried weapons solely for self-defense against rival cult groups.
I became a member from a street brother. His name is Starboy. He was my godfather in this confraternity. I have not been involved in any form of killing or crime or anything pertaining to that, sir. There are so many confraternities, and some of them may behave like trying to cause a violence, so that's why we just used to have it. We don't even used to walk around with it. None of us were caught with it. It was after we were caught, before the interrogation and everything, before they started searching for all this. Just something to protect, maybe whenever violence occur. Not that we usually even take it along while going anywhere, sir.
The Oyo State Police Command reaffirmed its commitment to tackling court-related violence and other criminal activities across the state, urging residents to remain vigilant and continue to partner with security agencies in the fight against crime. Adebayo Abdurrafi.
Similarly, the Oyo State Police Command has arrested 2 suspected armed robbers and recovered a firearm following a robbery attack along Oyo-Iwo Expressway in Afijio local government area. Staff reporter Adebayo.
After members of the armed robbery gang allegedly barricaded the Oyo-Iwo Expressway around Akoda village at about 9 p.m. on Sunday, the 5th of July, attacking motorists and passengers returning from a nearby market to Iwo town. Machete injuries, while others were dispossessed of their valuables during the attack. He explained that following a distress call, the Commissioner of Police CP Abimbola Olugbenga immediately deployed operatives of the Violent Crime Response Unit to the scene. The team rescued the victims and recovered a single-barrel gun and 2 clubs believed to have been used by the who identified the suspect during the parade recounted their audio, saying they were dispossessed of their valuables, brutally beaten with clubs, and in one instance an attempted rape was alleged.
Ìyàwó ọ̀gá mi wọ́n báwọn ṣe ń sáré sínú igbó tí wọ́n rọ́ tẹ̀lé wọn, ìkan wà pẹ̀lú mi, ó fà mí lọ sí ibi ẹ̀yìn mọ́tò, so ó fẹ́ rape mi ò wá gbà fún, ó ya skirt mi, ó ya aṣọ mọ́ mi lára, bí tí mo ti wá gbà fún, bó ṣe yọ ó ṣojú ẹ̀. Ó yọ kíní sọ̀ndá yẹn jáde, ó ń kó bomi níkùn àti gbogbo ara. Ìgbà tó rí pé mi ò ké mi ṣe nǹkan kan, mo ṣáà lọ́ka aṣọ ọmọ lọ́rùn, bó ṣe yọ àdá nìyẹn ó ṣá mi lẹ́sẹ̀.
Àwọn mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin wọ́n ṣàfẹ́ bá mi sùn, igi sọ̀ndá wọn yẹn wọ́n fi nà mí. Àwọn mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin kan fa ojú wọn gbọ́, ìkan ṣí ojú.
Speaking through an interpreter, one of the suspects, Abubakar Jape, claimed he arrived in Oyo State from Kebbi State about 2 weeks ago, but denied any involvement in the robbery. Police also recovered a rechargeable torchlight belonging to one of the victims from one of the suspect hideouts. The command assured residents that efforts are ongoing to apprehend other fleeing members of the gang and urged the public to continue providing timely and credible information to support the fight against crime across Oyo State.
Into the alleged killing of a 24-year-old man, Shefiu Kende, during a masquerade procession in the Biron area of Oyo State. According to a statement by the Police Public Relations Officer DSP Ayonlade Olayinka, the incident was reported at the Mwakbo Divisional Police Headquarters on Sunday by a relative of the deceased. The complainant alleged that the victim was attacked with axes and cutlasses by a masquerade identified as Asholeke and some of his followers while they were parading through the area. Police officers were immediately deployed to the scene and rushed the victim to the hospital, where he was confirmed dead by the doctor on duty. The statement says the scene was documented while the deceased body was later released to his family for burial in accordance with Islamic rites. The police confirms that the Asholeke masquerade has been arrested while 4 suspected accomplices remain at large. Oyo State Commissioner of Police, CP Abimbola Olugbenga, has directed that the case be transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department for a thorough investigation. The command says efforts are ongoing to apprehend the fleeing suspects and has appealed to residents to remain calm and provide useful information that could assist the investigation. The police reaffirmed their commitment to protecting lives and property and tackling all forms of criminality across your state.
For children, the home is expected to be a place of safety, love, and protection. However, for some, it has become an environment marked by fear and uncertainty due to exposure to domestic violence. Experts say exposure to violence at a young age can distort a child's understanding of relationships, often normalizing aggression or silence in the face of abuse. A child and family consultant, Dr. Luwatoyin Daniel, explained that children who witness domestic violence may develop persistent fear and emotional distress. She noted that in some cases, such children grow up perceiving violence as a normal way of resolving conflicts, either becoming victims or replicating the same patterns in adulthood. Dr. Daniel added that these experiences can negatively impact children's behavior, relationships, and overall mental well-being if not properly addressed.
A child can be withdrawn, they can be depressed, they will not even talk to you as parents at a time. You are the one. Maybe it's you and your husband that is fighting. At a point, the children, when you are fighting, they are closing their ear. They'll be like they've started again. They want to leave that home because happiness is no longer there. They are not deriving what they ought to derive in that family as at that time. So as a parent, all you can do is make sure your child is given an atmosphere of love. If there are atmosphere of love, all these gender-based violence, we can address them. We can sit down and sort out our differences as husband, as wife, or as male or female. We can sit down and talk about it. Please do not involve younger ones in your fight.
Also speaking with BCOS News, the Assistant Secretary of the International Federation of Women Lawyers, Oyo State Chapter, Mrs. Bolanle Ogunwale, emphasized that domestic violence is not merely a private family matter, but a punishable offense under the law. She cited the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act, noting that any person who inflicts physical injury on another is liable, upon conviction, to a term of imprisonment of up to 5 years, a fine of up to 500,000 naira, or both.
The law is there, and the most important thing is enforcing and implementing the law to protect such children. And most of the time, we need support. We need to create awareness. We need to ensure that we have enlightenment campaigns to spread out information to the vulnerables, to the people who don't know that they are protected by the law and they have rights to be protected by the law.
Mrs. Ogunwale urged victims to speak up and seek help, stressing that silence often allows abuse to persist.
So when you experience it, speak up and make sure you ask for help. And peradventure somebody speaks up in respect of domestic violence, let's make sure that we have support systems in place to rescue such a woman so that that woman could stay alive, to take care of herself, to take care of our children, and also ensure that we don't multiply the case of murder and homicide within the society.
Stakeholders maintain that protecting children from exposure to violence is critical to raising emotionally stable individuals and building a safer and healthier society. Adeola Oladile.
Thank you for joining this week's edition of Security Lens on BCOS Television. I am Mary Adedapo. If you see something, say something, and the government will do something. Bye for now.